Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm back with another BeamNG modding tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to create tinted windows. I'll show you how to go from this to this, and I'm also going to show you how to add color into the windows. So to start off, we're going to need a few things. You're going to need these two folders open. This is your local documents BeamNG folder, and this is your Steam apps folder. So in your local documents folder, we're just going to go into mods and unpacked, and then I'm going to make a new folder and name this sunburst tint. In there, make another, name that vehicles, and then in here, I'm going to put sunburst. This name just depends on whatever car you're working on. So I'll show you an example. In the Steam folder, we're going to go into content, vehicles, and we have a list of all of these different cars and objects. Let's say I was working with the ETK 800. I have that vehicles folder that I have here, and then inside I have ETK 800, so I would just rename this to ETK 800. So in the case of the sunburst, we're going to go into the sunburst zip. We have all of these files. We're going to need a few things that we're going to copy and paste into this sunburst folder. Main materials, if you search up DAE, this is the 3D model. We're going to open that up in Blender later. Then I looked up JBeam. These are all the different JBeam files, and so I'm looking for glass. I'm going to copy that over. This is going to be different depending on what cars you're working with, but I'm just going to go here and put dark tint, and then in the main materials file, I'm just going to name this tint materials. And so now what we want to do is pretty much just go into this DAE using Blender. Step one is we've got to remove all of this stuff. Go to File, Import, and we have DAE. You're just going to locate your unpacked folder, and then I'm going to add a bookmark for the sunburst tint folder that I made. Go in here, and then we're going to import the DAE. And so you can use middle click to rotate around, and then hold shift and middle click if you want to kind of just like move the camera around. And so essentially what we're going to do is get rid of everything besides the windows. Now for this section, I have damage models, so I'm going to leave that up to you. This is essentially the same exact method for damage as it is for just the regular windows. So like I said, I'm going to kind of leave that one up to you. That's like the challenge. I think what I'm going to start doing is adding little challenges to these modding tutorials. I'll give you the information that you need and then you can apply it, because I feel like that's probably one of the best ways to learn. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty upset because I just thought I was recording like a whole bunch of footage, but I wasn't. So pretty much what you do is I'm gonna add dark tint to the end of all of these, right? So this will just say sunburst backlight. In your case, you're gonna add underscore dark tint. Inside of here, you're gonna have something that just says sunburst glass. You're gonna wanna press on this right here to make a duplicate. So in this case, I did that, and I put underscore dark tint at the end. The interior has a different material. I've got int at the end of sunburst glass. So pretty much what you're going to do with this is, oh my gosh, man. So you're just going to do the same thing, make a copy, and then have this say underscore int underscore dark tint. Now for the rest of these, instead of just making another copy, this will say sunburst underscore glass underscore tint. Press on this right here, and then just select that interior dark tint that you've already made and apply it to these. Now for you with window damage, it's going to be the same thing. It should say like glass underscore damage. You're just going to put an underscore dark tint. And then when you're done, go to File, Export DAE, and then export this into that unpacked folder. You can just name it whatever. I named mine dark tint. And then I'm going to minimize Blender because we're going to have to go back and verify the names of all of these in the JBeam that we got, so we can make sure that we make all of the changes that we need to have the new windows show up in game. I'm still upset that I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Let me make sure I'm recording. I went ahead and went into materials, and then I isolated the glass interior and glass materials, and then I placed underscore dark tint at the end of this, the name, and the map to. I didn't change any of these, but this is pretty much the format that you want. So you want this one bracket up here, and then the two brackets down here. Once you've done that, we're moving into the JBeam. This is the last part before we go in game. So what I did was for sunburst windshield, I put underscore dark tint at the end of it right here. For the name, this is what shows up in game. I just put dark tint. And then the only other things that you're changing are in here. So you can see sunburst underscore windshield. This is what is pulling from Blender. So you're going to put underscore dark tint only at the end of this one. Same with the interior one, dark tint. And then if you're working with damage, you would place dark tint at the end of that. And it's the same exact thing for everything else. Backlight, I put underscore dark tint here. And then I just put backlight underscore dark tint and then backlight interior dark tint. And so I'll just scroll down so you can see I did it to all of them right here. And then with all of that out of the way, we can go in game and see if these pop up. So vehicle config, and then for windshield, we have dark tint. I'll go and select that. And then I'm going to put all of the other ones on. Dark tint, dark tint, dark tint, boom. And then lastly, we need to get the backlight. The glass is regular right now. It's just doesn't look like anything changed, and that's because we haven't changed those materials. So you're going to press F11, and then it's going to open up the world editor. Just press on this car, and this is going to bring up all of the materials for this car. So we're going to go through the list and look for dark tint and interior dark tint. Yeah, we're just going to mess around with some settings and see if we can get this thing to work. So over here at opacity map, set this to 1. It's completely fully tinted, and you can kind of bring this down a little bit. And then let's say we wanted to make it darker. We might be able to do that over here. Yeah, so check that out. We've got some dark tint. That was actually very easy. And you can bring the levels up as well. And then if you want to save these changes, you're just going to go up here and press save current material. And then if I wanted to add some color to this, I'll just go here to color, and I'll make this like red. I think we might be able to, yeah, don't mess with those. Yeah, and then let's go and just put this back to black. Inside is not tinted. That's because we need to do the same thing. So I'm going to save this material, reselect the car, and then scroll down over to interior dark tint. So we're going to do the same exact thing. Just go over here, set this to 1. And then kind of bring down the opacity a little bit. Some nice looking tint. This is yellow for some odd reason. I'm not too sure about that. So let's go and see what's going on. Kind of get rid of it with this like metallic map look from the outside. In fact, it looks very weird from the outside. There we go. Looks like it may have kind of fixed things just a little bit. Look at that. Yeah, it's a little better. It's a little better. So you just have to mess around with these settings, to be honest, and get it to your liking. But I think at this point, this is where I want it to be. So I'm gonna go and save current material, and there you go. We've got tint all around this car. Looks very cool, except this one right here is not tinted. So yeah, something is going on here. I need to figure out why this is not working. This may have something to do with Blender. Interesting, there's no front left, like just regular front left. So I had accidentally deleted that one then. So to fix this, I just re-imported that Sunburst DAE. Let's get rid of pretty much everything. Okay, so this should be everything. We have backlight, dark tint, interior over here. I'm just gonna name this dark tint, and then change this to dark tint. There we go, check that out. So with that being said, if you're trying to fix stuff like these little reflection type deals, I mean, you're just gonna go through and mess around with those map settings. But that is, yeah, that's gonna conclude this tutorial. So this works with modded cars, it works with regular cars. You don't have to mess with any texture files or anything like that. It's literally just making a duplicate of the glass texture and then, yeah, going from there. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully this helped. So I haven't been active on YouTube at all. I had run into an issue with my hard drive. It failed on me. And so I've literally had no space for Beam. I haven't had space for pretty much anything. But I upgraded, finally got 2 terabytes, and so I'll be able to start making videos again, I'll start streaming again. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Yeah, catch y'all later. Peace.